Welcome to the Nerdiverse. Go ahead, sit and listen to the masters, the old heads, talk about what you love the most. Video games, comics, movies, and everything you need to maintain. We got the knowledge that's straight out the ether. Gonna need a drink and have to take a seat to expand your mind and listen to the speaker. Mike and the squad's gonna give you what you need. Please send in a question, come and get some answers, learn a couple lessons from the masters with the special guests. We got the Green Lanterns glowing on their chest. Yes, please sit back and relax, cause we gonna hit you with them stone cold facts. And allow me to be the very first to welcome you to the masters of the Nerdiverse. Welcome to Masters of the Nerdiverse, where we always have such sights to show you. You can always find this awesome genetic experiment of a podcast on iTunes, Stitcher, Spreaker, SoundCloud, YouTube, iHeartRadio, in the African sovereign nation of Wakanda. Their exports are Vibranium, Peanut Butter Twix, and this podcast. So if you're ever in the neighborhood, just look in the rhinoceros puttock, and it's under some leaves in that puttock. Just don't upset the rhinocerosai, because they just may defeat you. I'm, of course, your host, Mike G. And with me, as always, is my charismatic co-host,
Winter Sturdivant. I'm trying to think of something cool to say, so I'll just do Gucci Gang, Gucci Gang, Gucci Gang.
Oh no! Oh no! That's no bueno, bro. No, you can be Gucci Gang.
I got done hanging out with a bunch of youth, and that's one of their favorite songs.
Nice.
Yeah.
Man, you gotta. I guess we have to. I don't know. I am so out of touch with the youth. Man, I think it's weird. I still think sagging's cool. Even though sagging was never cool, actually.
Well, now it's like you can don't sag but don't have a shirt on. Have like I don't know.
It's a weird mix.
Or it's like we live in a good time for weird rappers to come out.
Yeah, man. Everybody looks like they just stepped out of like Batman: The Dark Knight. You know what I mean? These weird future children.
Right. Or they go like thanks to Digital Underground, we've got this.
Yeah, they look like how punks look in future
very
movies.
Weird.
You know, like Judge Dredd villains. Can't stand kids these days.
Or like RoboCop 3.
Yeah, they're like RoboCop 3 villains. You know, with the reflective shades and the pink mohawks.
Yeah.
And the chains, they all look like little Uzi Vert.
Yeah. But can I say something about the rap community here?
Oh, go for it. Go for it, man.
I do not like it when you have a song where in the lyrics of the song you talk about how I learned how to rap on the streets, that sort of thing. I don't like that. I just don't like it. It sounds very like dumb. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about, man.
I learned how to, I got these words I need to express. Like, we know, we're listening. We don't need to hear it.
Hip-hop is very self-explanatory, man. They're going to tell you what they're doing. Either they're moving that weight, they're flipping birds, they're doing breakdancing, they're, Superman in that, whatever. They explain what they do. It's just a weird part of hip-hop. And a lot of it's...
You're going to the club that much?
Yeah, you're going to the club with a bottle full of bub all the time. It's very expensive, dude. Being like
records. I have some money for a Masters of the Nerdiverse.
I would like to open a bottle of the bubbly, please. I would like to splash a little bit of the Dom Perignon. And maybe have a filet mignon with my champagne. Nah, man. Hip hop's weird. Hip hop goes in circles. It's like party hip hop, and then it becomes conscious hip hop, and then it becomes gangster rap. And then it circles back to party hip hop. Right now it's in a funky little, slightly party hip hop going into conscience with guys like Kendrick Lamar and and Idea and cats like that. So it's weird. Hip hop is weird, and it's only going to get weirder. And I thank God for it. Man, so the Earth has spun multiple times since we've last spoke. Can you catalog your life within the span of those spins, sir?
Yeah, played some Call of Duty, but I'm really focusing on like finishing Oz and the sci-fi original series The Expanse.
Tell me about that.
Well, The Expanse does things a little differently. You see,
Ooh.
a lot of sci-fi shows, they explain like people traveling the universe by like light speed, or like they go like a certain speed, like they're traveling faster than the speed of light.
Right.
And that's how they can get past our own solar system. But in The Expanse, they explain like, no, human beings haven't reached that point yet. So they've
Okay.
colonized the Milky Way galaxy, but they have not been able to go further.
Oh, okay.
And stuff like that. And there's like human beings on Mars that are warring with humans on Earth. It's a
Nice.
great storyline and concept. It's been getting reviews for the science of it, which I don't understand.
Interesting.
Like people going, "Oh, the science and the science fiction is fantastic." Like you don't hear people go like the fantasy, this dragon in this Lord of the Rings movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I would highly recommend it. There's not a lot of original sci-fi shows that I would say spend your time watching, except for The Expanse.
The Expanse. And how are you watching it? Are you Netflixing it up? Are you watching it on Hulu?
I am watching it on Amazon Prime.
That'll do it too. All right.
Yeah.
So check out
That's
The Expanse.
that's the only place I see it actually on Amazon Prime.
Okay, for sure. I'm gonna have to check it out. I'm looking to after I finished Ultra Carbon, I'm looking to get into a little bit more sci-fi.
I'm actually going on hiatus with Netflix and Hulu for a while.
Yeah.
So it's like I spent the last 2 months paying for it, but I haven't been watching it. I've been watching Oz and like Sons of Anarchy and all the stuff on Amazon. So
you might as well. Nothing coming out. Like I'm about to drop Netflix myself because they got rid of my beautiful show Burn Notice. So I'm mad at them. So they're not going to get my money next month.
Yeah. But they started the Joel McHale show with Joel McHale.
Oh yeah, because I'm clamoring to watch that.
You don't like green screen?
No, man.
News shows?
I got my Joel McHale shirt on right now. Just super biting at the bit to watch that stuff.
6 seasons in a movie. Community. That's what he's doing.
Oh my goodness, my nose is bleeding. Black blood. You know, that's brain blood right there. It tastes like gunmetal.
Joel McHale is your Kingdom Hearts?
Kinda, a little bit. No, it's not that serious. Like, I just don't care for him. He's fine. It's not like I hate him like Cuba Gooding Jr., but
Wait, you hate Cuba Gooding Jr.?
Yeah, with an all-consuming passion.
What did he do to your family?
He knows what he did.
I can understand, like, I wouldn't suspect someone hating Cuba Gooding Jr. I was expecting, like, something like Wayne Brady.
No, well, Wayne is fine. If I see,
yeah,
it's at the point where if I saw Cuba Gooding Jr., I would swerve the car for 10 points.
Oh, jeez.
We'll just leave it at that.
But Radio and the one where he's on a Hawaii trip and
he disrespected
Jerry Maguire.
He disobeyed my direct orders, Doug. That's just all I'm going to say. We've had a falling out ever since.
Okay.
Yeah. He disobeyed my directs. You don't do that. Anyway, you have anything else going on for you with your week?
Nope, not really.
Dude, man, that's what's up, man. Weeks. Man, I watched a lot of movies this weekend, or last week. I finally watched The Ritual on Netflix.
Yeah.
Which is about a group of good old mates from the UK who do a hiking trip to commemorate their lost friend. One of their friends recently died. And they're backpacking through like the Netherlands or something like that. And of course, they decide to go on a detour and wackiness ensues. It's a pretty standard horror film that deals with weird kind of anxieties about being lost and, you know, like a reverse cabin fever. You know what I mean? Where all you have is the people around you and you're isolated. So you kind of go crazy because the people around you are kind of nitpicking at your nerves. You know what I mean? It's a very quiet horror film. It kind of reminds me of the Descent in a weird way, but also it has mind games like a Silence of the Lambs, kind of. It's a very interesting horror film. I would recommend it, and I don't want to give away too much because what it actually is kind of nuts. Other than that, I also watched a movie called Lucky Logan.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about?
Uh-huh.
That's a pretty good one. I like that. It's by the guy who directed all the Ocean's 11 movies, the Ocean's trilogy. Am I wrong in that?
I'm pretty sure you're right.
Okay.
I can't remember his name off the top of my head.
I think it's Soderbergh. That's the guy.
Steven Soderbergh?
Yeah, there you go. And it has it's pretty much a Southern twang kind of heist movie. And it's a star-studded cast. It has a ton of people in it. Like their names
Daniel
are escaping
Craig.
me. Daniel Craig.
Adam Driver
from Star Wars.
Channing Tatum.
Channing Tatum. And Hillary Swank.
And Hugh Jackman.
Hugh Jackman's not in it. What?
Oh.
Cuba Gooding Jr. No,
yeah.
And it also had the name just escaped me. It has Seth MacFarlane in it as well, in a weird little bit part.
Well, this was a good movie.
It was Seth Logan. What?
This was a good movie until
that happened.
Yeah,
it's a very small part, my friend. Very small part.
All right, I'll skip it.
I watched it on Amazon. If you're trying to find it, it's new on Amazon right now. And if you like movies like heist movies, like The Italian Job and the Ocean trilogy, you'll like this one. It's because of where it's located and what it's dealing with. It's a very different kind of feel, and it's very kind of it's makeshift, and I like that about it. It's like, how the hell are these guys going to pull this off? And it's almost kind of impossible how they do it, but it's fun along the way. And the last movie I saw this weekend was Black Panther. Wakanda forever, ladies and gentlemen. Wakanda for freaking ever. I'm not going to go into too much detail because I am going to do a full-blown review of this film, but it's kind of my second to first favorite superhero movie of all time.
Oh!
It's really, really good. It's really damn good. I want to see it again. I want to see it again this weekend. It's super involving and smart and well directed and well acted and well choreographed. And the costuming is amazing. And the storyline is solid. The locales are great. I'm just not going to go into it too much. And you can't really spoil Marvel movies because they never have like detailed plots to the point where there's spoilers.
Right.
You kind of know what's going to happen, right? In a Marvel movie. And the last Marvel movie that actually had a decent spoiler was Winter Soldier. You know what I mean? Where it was like, what? But in this film, it's nothing really to spoil, just like detailed plot points that I'll go into later. But just to let you guys know, if you haven't visited Wakanda yet, please go. It's nice there. And you can get like those really good Fantas you can't find in the US. You know what I'm saying? The tasty, like, lychee flavored Fantas that are super bomb that are impossible to find in the States, unfortunately. Other than that, still grinding Dragon Ball Fighters. Finally found a team that I'm happy with, and I finally was able to connect the in-air combo extension where you have to do light, medium, and then down H, and that pops the guy up. And then from there you do light, medium, and really quick before you spend your double jump, you have to do a jump cancel into a down H, and then quickly spam light twice. It's super hard. It was super hard to do. And my old man brain pulled it together through muscle memory, and I can do it now. And that was the highlight of my weekend. And Monster Hunter's still fun, so I'm still playing that. And that's pretty much my week. Just a lot of movie watching and a lot of practice in Dragon Ball, because I'm not going to go online until I'm comfortable with my play style. Just not going to do it. So, yeah, pretty fun stuff.
Let me also mention, by the way, that I've been watching some Olympics going on.
The Olympics, man.
Yeah.
No. Unfortunately, I have not been following the Olympics, man.
Yeah.
How's that
They
going?
have this new guy, like, taking over. I don't know where Matt Lauer is. He must be sick or something. But it's It's very interesting because they're trying so hard to make the Winter Olympics seem like as popular as the Summer Olympics.
Yeah, they never are, man. That's why I'm not
Yeah.
really watching, dude. I'm just.
I mean, they have hockey going on right now.
Yeah, hockey's fun.
Damn right.
Let's go.
Yeah, like Team USA women's team, women Team USA hockey team.
Yeah.
Good enough. Is going for the gold, I think,
Good,
tonight.
man.
So we gotta, yeah.
We have to watch that to represent the ladies.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Like, I watch the Winter Olympics sometimes. Just haven't got into it this time around. Just other stuff's been on. Been trying to catch up on other things. I just haven't. It hasn't engaged me. I just want to see the Jamaican bobsled team, but I don't think it exists this year. So, you know.
Yeah, bobsledding's dangerous. I saw someone get to a wreck this year.
You were like, bobsledding's dangerous. Yeah, man, you'll die, dude.
Yeah.
It's like remember the luge where you were like
I think it's
street
the same
luging?
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a super dumb where it's just you on a skateboard and you just go down like a San Francisco hill at top speeds of like 60 miles an hour with just a helmet on. Oh man, you can miss me with that. Oh jeez. Oh man. News. This is time for the news.
In the no spin zone.
In the no spin zone, in the 24-hour news cycle, what's happened? Not a lot because Wakanda's taken over the earth. In light news, Black Panther has made more in its 4 days in box office than Justice League did its entire run. That's hilarious.
So you're saying racism's over? Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying it's only enhanced. It makes people more salty.
I see.
What do you mean I can't go to Wakanda? Well,
like I remember back in the day, Martin Luther King saying, "And I have a dream that one day there will be a Black Panther movie."
It's funny you say that. I remember watching interviews with Stan Lee, and this was before Marvel was a big thing. And they would ask Stan, like, "Hey, Stan, if you can have any of one of your heroes be a major motion picture film, which one would it be?" And he says, "Besides Spider-Man, I want it to be Black Panther." And they're like, "Well, who's that?" And I was like, "Well, it's a character that I helped create that is very near and dear to my heart."
Did he wink when he said help create?
Probably, because Stan is a thief. I love Stan.
Okay,
with all
I
my
wanted
heart.
to get over this. I wanted to go over this now that you mentioned it.
Stan is a super thief, dog.
Okay, I just wanted to check.
I love Stan Lee. Like, I want to meet him. I want to shake his hand. But his involvement with the creation of some of these things is very light. Like he's a very good idea man. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's a very good idea man. Like him and Jack Kirby and Steve Ditko and all them cats who created the golden age of Marvel with the Fantastic Four was his idea, but he didn't implement a lot of it. Iron Man, he helped create, didn't implement a lot of it. He barely touched Hulk, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
But he came up with the idea and artists designed it. Like Spider-Man, Steve Ditko is still mad at him if he's alive because Stan took all the credit for Spider-Man, but Steve Ditko, came up with the idea of the suit. He came up with the idea with Peter Parker. It was like, it's really a messy situation, dude.
Yeah, I remember watching an interview of Alan Moore talking about it, and he's the salty uncle that you see at your Thanksgiving parties, and he's talking about, I think Stan Lee's done some great things, but he's done some terrible things, and they just list it all.
Lets it go, right? Yeah, man. Alan Moore is a crotchety old bastard, but he's real talk though. Mm-hmm. Alan Moore's not going to sugarcoat anything. He used to worship a snake god, dude. He used to worship. I think he still
does.
I think the snake god got mad at him or something. He's like an actual wizard now, like him and
he rolled a critical one.
He wrote a critical one and got broke off by the Snake God, dude.
Yep.
He got defeated ultra hard. And then he was like, you know what? Screw the Snake God. I'm just gonna become a wizard and write Swamp Thing and have them steal my ideas. That's the guy who hated the idea of any of his works being changed or updated or what's the word I'm looking for? Are brought to the silver or big screen. Like he was like, I don't want anything to do with V for Vendetta. I don't want anything to do with Watchmen because you guys are going to screw it up. I know you are. There's no way you can do it. I've written these books with the sheer expense of it not being able to be translated to anything. And yet you jerks are going to try to make money off my ideals. So he's like, I'm just over it. He writes whatever he wants now, which is really crazy, weird stuff. Like it's like Grant Morrison who's a weirdo. It's Frank Miller who's crazy as a bag of cats, and it's Alan Moore. They're just like the three strange old bedfellows that live in a cave and create the weirdest like UK machinations in comic history.
Yeah, he still worships the Roman snake god Glykon.
Yeah, man, Glycon's no joke, dude.
I just hear like the metal music going. Yeah.
And Glykon is like floating in the background. He's real majestic. You see Adam Moore with his beard and little baby Glykons are growing out of his beard, bro. You don't want to walk in that room after 12 midnight. Shit's jumping off, dog. He splits open like a Del Taco burrito and like a bunch of baby snakes come out. And then he pours blood on them. And they grow into humans and they go do his bidding out in the real world. And bring him back chips and shit. Yeah, man. Those are the benefits of worshipping Glykon. You get to have snake minions like in V. And they go off and do your bidding and bring you back like nacho cheese Doritos and shit. It's amazing.
Right. But why would you choose a snake god? Like there's like so many other
serpent,
ones.
Dude. The serpent. You know what you're getting into. He's gonna try to deceive you. So if you know that going in, you can prepare for it.
But it's like you could go for like, give me the god about food. Give me that guy.
Man, he doesn't want a gluttony god. He wants the heathen snake god so that he can have his weird V level snake minions that go out and do his grocery shopping for him because he's a lazy old man. You know, and when they come back, they turn back into baby snakes. He just tucks them in his beard for the next time he needs them to go out and pick up groceries. It's all the only reason he worships that heathen snake god is to get groceries. You know, and art supplies and writing supplies and ink toner, you know, and printer paper and shit. That's all he needs.
Yeah. What he needs is a new project, just like Swery and Arc System Works.
You know what? I was just gonna keep talking about the weirdness of Alan Moore for the next hour, but I love that segue. Yeah. Let's talk about Swery and Arc System Works' new project, The Missing. What the shit is this? For those who don't know who Swery or Arc System Works is, Swery is one of the newer kind of Japanese game developers who's really just a kooky guy. He's like, the games he makes are very kind of left of center. Like, Deadly Premonition is a game he made that was just very left of center. I'm trying to think of another one off the top of my head. I can see it in my brain, but I can't remember the name. He also, I want to say he helped make Lollipop Chainsaw, but I think I'm incorrect on that. So I'm not going to fully submit to that. And also Arc System Works are the guys who made Dragon Ball Z Fighters, and they made Guilty Gear. So Arc System Works is more of a kind of fighting game, super good graphics company that they're just knocking it out the park right now. So mixing these two, peanut butter and chocolate, together to make some kind of new project, it's like Lord knows what this thing's going to be. It's probably going to have an anime aesthetic. It's going to be weird as hell because Swery just can't think straight. So it's going to be some weird mechanic where you have to take off your clothes and your lewd meter will give you money to buy new armor. Something stupid. Because Swery's just a weirdo and he's awesome for it. He followed me on Twitter just for liking one of his posts. The guy's a baller. He's awesome.
Nice.
Yeah, like, why is this guy following me? I'm nobody. But yeah, Swery and R6 Works are coming out with this new game called The Missing. There's very little information on it so far. I'll keep you guys posted because I like Swery, and him with actual good graphics in a Arc Systems anime kind of style. I can only imagine how dope that's gonna look. Oh man, speaking of anime stuff, Dragon Ball Z has announced its first set of DLC characters. That's downloadable content characters, and for y'all,
And they're Yu-Gi-Oh characters. That's the weird part.
it's Bandit Keith and Seto Kaiba. What is going on? Why Bandit Keith? Why now? Why all this talk about Bandit Keith? But for all my Dragon Ball Z heads out there, the two characters that are going to be downloadable characters for the fighting game is going to be Broly, the legendary Super Saiyan, and Bardock, the father of Son Goku, are going to be the upcoming downloadable characters. And I grew up with Dragon Ball, and Broly is one of those characters that I loved at first as a kid. He's awesome. He's just like the legendary Super Saiyan. He's like a big juggernaut looking dude. And in I think it's movie 9 and movie 8 or movie 11 of the Dragon Ball Z OVAs, he just beasted on everyone. He was just the coolest legendary Super Saiyan dude ever. But as an adult, I'm like, this character has no plot. He's just a big dumb idiot who just screams Kakarot and gets mad and just clotheslines Vegeta in mountains and shit. And I'm like, he's not that interesting. I felt out of love with Broly just because he's so overhyped. Everyone won't shut up about how awesome Broly is. And he's like, what if Broly went Super Saiyan 3, he would be ultimate. Like, dude, I can't with that. I just can't with the theory crafting. Theory crafting is horrible already. But theory crafting anime is the absolute worst. I will not, I can't do it because it gets like so like shonen, like Mary Sue-ish, where it's like, this character's so powerful, guys. Like, he's just too powerful. Like, his power level is 8 quintillion. That means he can teleport. Like, just talking about it exhausts me. But
right.
And Bardock is a character I very know little about, but I just know he's the father of Goku, and he died during the destruction of planet Vegeta by the hands of Frieza. But apparently he didn't die, and he was actually sent back in time, and then became the legendary Super Saiyan ipso facto. It's super dumb. It's Dragon Ball. Gotta love it. But I'm assuming that Broly's gonna play like a tank character. He's probably gonna have super armor. He's probably gonna be big, slow, but do like crazy damage. And for what I was reading on the Kotaku article, is that Bardock's gonna be like a close in fighter, kind of like Yamcha, or he's probably gonna be very heavy rushdown. And apparently he goes Super Saiyan Jin in his ultimate, so we'll see. I kind of like those big bulky characters in fighting games sometimes, especially if they're good. So we'll see how that works out and see how that fits in those characters. Okay, Winter, who's your favorite Dragon Ball Z character? Go.
Piccolo,
yo, Piccolo's my boy. So okay.
Duh.
Piccolo's the best. I will fight anyone on Piccolo. Piccolo's so cool because he has that giant cape.
And he's like always mad every time I say.
He's super upset.
Yeah.
He's the best.
That's what I remember from my childhood. Just him saying stuff, and like never laughing. Yeah.
Piccolo blew up the moon for almost no reason. Like, Gohan was going through his Saiyan transformation where he turns into a giant ape, and Piccolo just blew up the moon apropos of the Earth. It's super dumb. Piccolo's the best. And he has the special beam cannon, and he has Namek shoes. Those are brown bottoms. Respect the name of Piccolo. It makes me so upset I'm happy. Oh, man. Speaking of things that make me happy, there's a new game coming out very soon called Biomutant. And a recent trailer dropped showing off his character creator. And you may ask, what is Biomutant? And I'm kind of hard stuck to tell you myself what Biomutant is. It looks like an adventure game where you create your own creature of some sort. It's kind of like for those who've ever read Mouse Guard, or that kind of aesthetic where it's like a rat kind of mouse creature with a sword, and it's like anthropomorphic heroes where you kind of create your own creature. And,
Yeah, it looks pretty cool. I
right?
liked I was looking at the achievement or like the ability. I was looking at something while we were talking. I forgot. Yeah.
And it's dope though. Like your character changes based on the things you do during the world. It's kind of like an RPG in that sense.
Right.
But it doesn't just change in skill and abilities, it changes in appearance. So your creature goes from mouse to snake to bird to whatever it needs to be to accomplish its feat. And it has supposed to have a very in-depth character creator. So if you wanted to create Yosaki Jimbo, for those who know who Yosaki Jimbo is, Yojimbo is, he's a rabbit with a blue gi and a samurai sword, and he's the best. Also the best. Or you can just mutate your character into whatever you want that best fits your play style. So I'm really interested to see what this game looks like, and it looks gorgeous. The graphics look really good so far, and it's a third person like adventure game, so it kind of reminds me of old school God of War almost, where you just run around.
Okay. Yeah, I could see that.
You know what I'm saying? And you kind of like go through an open world and go into adventures. They're probably gonna have side quests. Hopefully, no microtransactions. Oh, gee, oh, Dios mío, bro.
But it seems like a lot more open world.
It does, right?
Yeah.
It looks like it's gonna have a lot of environments. Like every video game is probably gonna have a snow level, desert level, forest, water stage. We'll see. It looks really good. I think it's definitely gonna turn some heads. You know what I mean? Speaking of turning heads, the Evil Within just got an update. Evil Within 2, mind you, just got an update where you can now play the game in first person mode.
Yeah.
Yeah, I may just go and replay that because I love the Evil Within 2. That was a very fun game to play later last year, and I raved about it. I'm sure on the show just about how fun it was and how scary and thought provoking it was, and the ending was good. And lately with me, if you have to end strong for me to really like your product, because the ending is almost the most difficult thing to land, and that game had such a really superb ending in my opinion, and I just wanted more. So if I can go back and play this game in third person, I'm just gonna do it because I never did the New Game Plus, and I'm just gonna go and tackle it because between the creature design and the actual main protagonist, it's dope. Have you ever played any of the Evil Within games, Winter, or touched
Oh
any of
yeah,
them?
I played the first one. I really liked it.
Yeah.
I personally think they should have, because this is kind of like it has some of the creators from Resident Evil on it,
Mm-hmm.
and I really think they should have focused on that instead of like getting into Resident Evil like 6 or some, yeah, at the time.
Yeah, man. The weird thing about that is that Capcom during like the 2000s dumped a lot of their talent. A lot of their talent just splintered off and did their own thing. Like
Right.
the guy who did the Evil Within and helped produce the Evil Within 2 was Shinji Mikami, and he's the guy who helped create Resident Evil 4, which is for some will say one of the best video games of all time.
Mm-hmm.
And they just dumped him off because Capcom was being weird, and he went off and did his own thing, and he created the Evil Within 2. They did the same thing to Hideki Kamiya, and Hideki Kamiya helped create the Devil May Cry series, and he went off to create Bayonetta and Wonderful 101 and Platinum Games and those guys and Metal Gear Revengeance and all that sick stuff. So Capcom really threw the baby out with the bathwater with a lot of their talent. Kenji Inafune, the guy who created Mega Man, he got dumped off as well. So a lot of their sins are kind of coming back to haunt them because a lot of the games they want to make all the good talent's gone. So what do? When you want to reinvigorate something like Resident Evil or Devil May Cry or Marvel vs. Capcom for that matter, you have no one left there to create these signature styles of gameplay, and we're left with Marvel Infinite. You know what I'm saying? We're left with DMC Devil May Cry, and it's just like pale comparisons to previous stellar games. Like Resident Evil 5 and 6, in my opinion, were horrible. I didn't like them. No. Resident Evil 5 was okay. 6 was horrible. 7 was great.
You see, that's when I started in the Resident Evil.
Ooh,
like I remember.
I'm sorry, man.
Well, no, I have like great memories of like Resident Evil 5, of like that they're in Africa. That's the one where they're in Africa, right?
Yeah, that one was kind of crazy.
Yeah, and then I had like played with my friends. I remember like, okay, did we just finish the boss battle? And then it comes back up and does more stuff.
It just shows back up like, holy shit, you gotta get out of here. Yeah, Resident Evil 5 was pretty legit, man. Like my first Resident Evil actually was 2, and that game was hard as hell. And I went back and played 1 on the GameCube, the remake. I never played the original Resident Evil on PlayStation. But I played Code Veronica and Resident Evil 0. I was a big Resident Evil head because the games were hard and scary, and I like scary games. But yeah, The Evil Within 2 in first person is going to be dope as hell. And I kind of want to just, I don't know when they're going to do that. I think it's going to be soon that they're going to give that update. I hope it doesn't cost money because I don't want to pay for it. But if it's free, I'm super down to do that.
I predict it's going to be like $10.
It is Bethesda. Jeez, you're probably right. Oh, man. And I don't want to end the news on a sour note, but we're going to have to. Because Shaq Fu is back, bitches.
Yeah!
Shaq Fu. For those who don't know what the hell Shaq Fu is, or maybe too young, back when I was a wee lad, little Mikey Short Pants, with his Carl Kanais and his cross-colored jeans and shit, Shaquille O'Neal came up with a fighting game where it was Shaq fighting the ne'er-do-wells of evil, and it was a Shaq Fu fighting game, and it was absolute garbage. It was not great. I remember playing it on the Genesis as a kid, and I didn't buy it. Like, one of my cousins of a cousin had it, and I went over to their house and, what the hell is this? Where's Street Fighter? Let's pop in Street Fighter. Nah, man, I just got Shaq Fu. You get to play Shaquille O'Neal, and he throws a basketball at you. I was like, I really just want to play Street Fighter, guys. Can we just pop that in? I want to see how you guys got better. You still play? No, all we do is play Shaq Fu all day. I'm just like, I need to go home. Like, I can't play this game anymore. So after all these years, all these decades later, Shaq is coming back, not with a fighting game, but with like a brawler, kind of like a Streets of Rage, like Final Fight kind of style.
Yeah, like garbage.
Old school. Yeah, like garbage. What? I would not have you sully the good names of Streets of Rage or Final Fight or Golden Axe or any of those.
Okay, I like Golden Axe.
Yeah,
I like
those
Golden Axe.
good side-scrolling Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the arcade side-scroller, Turtles in Time, X-Men, the Spider-Man, the Alien vs. Predator Capcom game. Side-scroller beat-em-ups are the best.
Yes.
I wish they were just more prevalent nowadays. I would love a good side-scrolling game. But not Shaq Fu, though. No. Shaq is a businessman, and he seems like a really decent guy when he's not asking Kobe to tell him how his ass tastes. And it just seems like a cash grab, and in an age where everything's a cash grab, I can't support it, man. I just can't do it. I super can't do it. But it looks serviceable. I haven't touched it, so I don't know how the gameplay feels. But it looks serviceable, so we'll see how it goes, I guess. I'm not sure who's developing it. Probably him. He's probably just making it out of Unity or something. But
right.
I don't want to tease it too much. But it's supposed to be coming out this year. I'm surprised he's not hawking it during every NBA game. But if you see parents out there who kind of don't know what video games are popular and buying for your kids this coming up holiday season in the winter, don't buy Shaq Fu, okay? Your kid does not want it. Okay? Don't buy it. If you want to buy it for you, that's great. just out of a sense of weird nostalgia. But okay, I'm gonna go on really weird little tangent here
All
about
right.
parents who buy
Here
their
we go.
kids shitty games because they don't know how to video game. I'm gonna give you a couple of pro tips.
Tip number one.
Tip number one, you see what everyone else is buying. First of all, you kind of look over, you tilt your little head, and you see, oh, he's picking up Mario Odyssey. Oh, they're picking up Grand Theft Auto. They're picking up Red Dead Redemption 2. That's one way to do it. Two, you ask your children, because they're going to tell you what they want. They're probably going to be dreaming about it and drawing about it all day. You just ask your child what do they want. If they want something that's too mature for them, you tell them it's too mature for them and have them pick something else. Little Timmy, who's 8 years old, should not be playing Mortal Kombat 11. Maybe you can buy him a less violent fighting game like Dragon Ball Z Fighters or something like that. You talk to your children. Thirdly, you can have a conversation with the actual clerk, because most of the time, GameStop dudes, if they're not brain dead, will know how to talk to human beings and have a conversation with you and kind of go through what's best suited for your child, depending on their age range.
Your child wants Dead or Alive beach volleyball edition.
I don't get paid enough, ma'am. Just look at the wall and pick one, and I'll get you whatever you want. You may get that guy, but from my experience, a lot of these guys are bored out of their skulls and they want to talk video games with somebody, even if that person does not really know what's in the know. So you just say, my kid's into XYZ, they're this age, and they'll point you in the right direction. And it's going to save you a lot of money, and it's going to save little Timmy's lip being poked out because he got a crappy game that nobody wants. And it's happened to all of us growing up. You know what I mean? We had those stinker games. Luckily, I had a mother who was very in-depth with what I wanted, and I never asked for anything that was too insane, except for Mortal Kombat 2. I almost did not get Mortal Kombat 2 because of the fatalities and stuff, but she said it looks too cartoonish, so as long as it wasn't realistic, she was fine with it. But yeah, just research it, talk to your children, talk to the teller. It's not going to steer you wrong. You know what I'm saying? Do it.
Right.
Any news that comes to mind, Winter, before we close out the news section?
I would check out, if you're into tabletop RPG stuff, check out what's going on over at Wizards at the Coast, Dungeons and Dragons.
Do it.
They started a new thing called D&D Beyond, where you can now, for like a subscription fee, like $3, you get like all the rule books and everything on this like Wikipedia style website. And that's been beneficial I could see that being beneficial for a couple of things.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all. That's really been on my mind because that's what I looked at a couple hours ago.
That's what's up. Yeah, definitely check that out. I remember always seeing Wizards of the Coast at the Universal City Walk. It always looked so interesting walking into that place. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. There's not a lot of movie news because, you know, Wakanda is infinite. But just little stuff here and there, you know, like this is what Captain Marvel's suit may look like, yada yada. Just not very heavy stuff in that matter. So that was good business in regards to the news. And now we're going to go to one of our favorite, I would say, sections of the podcast, is the question and answer section.
Yeah.
If you have a question for me or Winter here in regards to the world, the universe, everything, you can send that question to mastersofthenerdverse@gmail.com. You may say, Mike, I did not hear you. I was wrestling one of the Titans and I almost got uppercut with a rising upper. And I would say, oh, sorry to hear that. But you can send your question to mastersofthenerdversecast@gmail.com. You ready to answer some questions, sir? You ready to answer some questions, bro? Yeah, first question. What is your oldest and most prized possession?
My first guitar that I got. I have still. It was $300 that my dad gave me all of his change to pay for.
Nice.
Yeah, and yeah, it was at a garage sale, and yeah, I still have it.
That's what's up, man. That's pretty good. That's a very good one. Mine's is a little more nerdy, which is I have an unopened copy of Street Fighter 2 for the Super NES that I've been staring at since I was a child. Because I accidentally got two for Christmas. I got one from my mom and one from like an aunt.
Yeah.
And I just kept one because my dad was like, "Why would you open both? That's stupid. Don't open both, you little idiot." And so I've kept it in its plastic this entire time.
How much is it now? Have you checked the price?
No, I need to. It's probably not that expensive. It's probably not that much.
For the NES, you said?
For the Super NES.
Okay.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite prized possessions. I have a Spawn number 1 too, but I know that's not worth anything. And I have a M&M that I got way back, like a plush M&M that I got back like in my first year of high school from my high school sweetheart who gave it to me. I really very fond of that. But that's about it. Yeah.
All right. Let me give you a price check here.
Okay.
This is good. We're doing
let's do it.
Antique Roadshow.
We're doing Antique Roadshow it up. Let's do it.
So if it was just the box, you're looking at there's a auction going on just for the box. That's $2.25.
Okay, that makes me very sad. Okay, keep going.
If you have the game, and they're saying Turbo for some reason, I don't think it is
Turbo. Yeah, I have the original.
Yeah, this isn't Turbo. $4.25, and that's out of the box, and there is no box now.
$4.25.
Yeah, just for the cartridge.
Okay.
Now I'm doing a little bit of drama, getting higher and higher.
Okay.
So now we're getting to Street Fighter 2 with box instruction booklet, but it's opened, it's been played. You're looking at about this guy selling it for $40. Buy it now with $5.
Yeah.
Now for you, sir. Now this is the only one that I see here.
Yeah.
Street Fighter 2, 1991, Super Nintendo, SNES, factory sealed. He is selling it for $115.
Oh man, well let's gas up the car. We're going to Vegas. Let's go ahead and sell that bad boy now at the Antique Roadshow.
Now it has 5 days left, and he has yet to get a bid on it.
Oh no!
But
my prized possession, man.
You're looking at $75.
That's not bad. A hot 75. That'll get us a dinner, a nice little seafood dinner.
Now tell me, what was the other one? I have to look it up now. Spawn, you said?
Yeah, Spawn number 1. I know that's not worth anything. Because they flooded the market with them bad boys back in the 90s. And I was an idiot enough to buy like 5 copies because I thought I was doing something.
Well, people selling it for $3.
I knew it. It's not worth anything.
It's like another one for $15. It looks like $15's the highest I've seen.
Spawn number 1 is not worth anything. Like, I used to have some really good comics, but I think my dad has them somewhere. I don't have to ask him. Back when I was a kid. But, just some old video games. I have some old posters that are signed. Nothing really crazy. That was fun. that was dumb.
Maybe I should have told you about
my most prized possession is like worth less than $100. That's beautiful.
You're welcome.
Thank you, sir. It's the sentimentality that counts. It's not the price tag.
Yeah, that happens to me all the time. I have two Simpsons. Like they came out with these action figures that when you attach them to like a setting that you would buy separately, of course, they would have something. They would have like one of their famous sayings. Like I had Troy McClure.
Nice.
And he would say one thing on a different like set that you would like put him in, but then if you had like a different set, he would say something different. And I was like, man, these are gonna be worth something when I grow up. And they're like $1 more than what I made. Like I bought them 10 years ago.
Doesn't that just feel great? Like you've been holding on to this thing and keeping it in mint condition.
Well, that just means you hold on to it longer
until it comes back in rotation.
Yeah.
that Street Fighter copy, once Street Fighter 2, the movie comes out again in 2025, it's going to be worth $200. And then we can really do it big.
And this is just the price that they can get. You could probably go, look, I'll $80 right now out the door. Boom. You want it?
You want it? You want it? Blanca's in it.
Yeah.
It's unopened, bro. You just put it on your wall. You can put it like in a shadow box. $80. A quick 8.
Like, were you expecting it to be like $800?
No, I knew it wasn't worth anything. Like,
okay.
It's just one of those things where I just was like, it's just mine. And I like looking at it and thinking about all the years of looking at it. You know what I mean? It's super dumb. Second question. Because I need to sober up from that one.
It's connected to the third question, probably.
It's super connected to the third question. It's super. Good one. That's some inside baseball, ladies and gentlemen. What's your favorite comfort food?
Oh.
When you're just feeling down in the dumps, you need something that just it just hits your rib and it makes you feel better.
I'll give you my Hollywood Squares answer. I prefer seafood. Any food that I can see. Okay.
Yes.
I like chicken fried steak.
Yeah, that's fine. That's what's up.
Like a Cajun boil, is it called?
Where you just a bag full of like seafood and shit?
Yeah.
Yeah. And corn.
I'll take it.
it. That's what's up. Boiling crab, baby.
Because it's just something about like having just like digging into a carcass.
Yeah. just putting your arm into the chest cavity of a chicken and just ripping out meat to eat on.
Like one of those grocery store rotisserie chickens.
Those are those come through in a pinch. I'll buy a grocery store rotisserie in a hot second, slice that mess up, make it into a sandwich.
Do your own remake of Night of the Living Dead.
Yeah, man. Brains just rip into its chest, and then your parents walk in like, "What the hell?" You look up with a crazy look in your eye. Yeah, you're going to therapy.
It was only $5.
Mom, it was $5. Don't judge me.
Yeah. What's your favorite comfort food?
Dude, like you said, man, like there's something about like layered food that's really comfy to me. So like gumbo, like a nice hot bowl of gumbo with like some rice and some just whatever crazy stuff you can fit in it, the better, man. Like with crab legs and andouille sausage and chicken and some fish. Like my grandmother used to put shark in her gumbo. Oh my goodness. Like that hits me right in the stomach. And like my mom would make spaghetti with fried chicken. You can tell why I'm a big guy, but well, for my comfort food, she would make me a thing of spaghetti with some fried chicken, and that just hits me right at home. Like the most comfortable. Something about the mixture of chicken and spaghetti that just breaks my brain with like garlic bread. Man, it's a nigh defeatable combination. Not many places allow this combination to happen, but if you can find it, it's super delicious.
All right, you're making me hungry. We gotta get going.
Yeah, I'm about to fry me up some chicken right now. All right, last question. What's something that you were overhyped for, only for the subject to live up to its expectation?
You go first.
I'll go first, because I've had a little bit of time to think about this. And it was actually Mortal Kombat 2. And when I was a kid, Mortal Kombat was huge. It was a huge kind of deal because the game was crazy and the movie was crazy, and we just lost our minds about the Mortal Kombat game and blood and the blood code, and played it on Genesis because you can actually see the blood and the fatalities, and but this is before the internet, so you had to kind of like, man, do you know how to do Sub-Zero's fatality? No, man, you got to go and figure it out. There's a lot of whispers about the game. And when they announced Mortal Kombat 2, the entire school just exploded. Like we didn't know what to do with ourselves. We were like crack fiends. We were just scratching, waiting for the game to come out. And the commercials looked cool. And it was like Reptile. And you're like, who was that? It was so hype. And I was praying to get that for Christmas. I was in church praying for Mortal Kombat. It sounds so sacrilegious, but I was praying, please let my mom get me Mortal Kombat 2. I was so hyped for it. I had to wait for Christmas. I made sure my grades were all like straight A's and B's. And I was like, there's nothing that's going to stop me from getting this game. And it was the last thing I opened was it was a box with Mortal Kombat 2 and Maximum Carnage, because I wanted that really bad as well as a kid.
Nice.
And I opened it, and I got it on the Super NES, and it had the blood in it. And it was amazing. I loved that fighting game so bad. And then you'll go to the arcade, and it was there too. So the things you learned at home were you could do at the arcade with your buddies. And you put your quarter up, and you stay on until you lose. Oh, it's so much fun! Like the hype around Mortal Kombat 2 was palpable. When the game actually came out, it was damn near perfect. It was one of those things where the hype absolutely lived up. The product lived up to the hype absolutely. Oh man, I can still gush about that. Anything come to mind there, buddy?
Oh yeah. So back in the day, I was like done with PlayStation, Xbox, and I went through a phase of going like, I'm gonna join the revolution and not go for any of the first party like game systems. I'm gonna go with the Ouya.
What is wrong with you, man?
At the time of this is going to, in my mind, like, this is gonna change the gaming world.
Yeah, man.
Like this is gonna be they advertise every game they'll have on there is free to play.
Mm-hmm.
And
I remember that.
Yeah, and I'm like, this is great. It's gonna change everything. And my friend, they're totally like, Winter, you don't understand. This is not gonna work out. But I'm like, well, LeVar Burton has gotten on, and he's gonna do his they're gonna make special Reading Rainbow ones for that should have been the first
the Ouya, bro. Yeah, man, I super remember that.
And I still have mine. It was it's $100.
Yeah.
Come on.
How do you defeat that?
Yeah. Well, very easily.
So how did it turn out? Did it live up to expectations? Were you like, this is the best thing ever?
It lived up to the expectations of the people around who were going, this is a piece of crap.
Oh, no. That's why I laughed so hard, because the Ouya was infamous for being like a really big system that was good. That was like DOA, dude. Like, it was dead on arrival, man. Like,
well, here's the thing. It started off good, I would say. It started off good, but then what happened was that they weren't expecting certain things to take place. For instance, copies of games. They didn't expect people to go, wait a minute, this is just like me playing Android games on a console.
Yeah.
They were not expecting that. They were hoping to get more big developers to put their games on there, but it was just never going to happen.
Yeah.
And they were wanting a lot more of a hipster community. But the problem is, hipsters are a bunch of liars. They don't want to truly do anything. They're like communists. They don't really want to. They don't really want to do it. Yeah.
They will talk a good game, but when it actually is time to do it, they're like, no, we're disinterested. We're gonna go into the other thing we can talk about and not do. Oh man, the Ouya. That reminds me of the kid on the block who had the TurboGrafx 16.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like, that's the coolest system ever. It's like $1,000. Nobody can afford the TurboGrafx 16. And it was like, it sucks though. It only has bonks. What else are you gonna play? We're gonna play Art of Fighting. No, it's still garbage. It doesn't even have Madden. Like, no, but it's like $1,000. Like, it doesn't matter.
Right.
This is whack. It's like the Neo Geo. Super expensive systems, man. Like, the craziest system I ever bought was, I kept it very mundane. Like, I bought like a PSP only because they had Bleach fighting games on it, because I was a big Bleach nerd back in the day. But other than that, I kept it very simple. Like, maybe the GameCube, but the GameCube had Metroid Prime and Mario Sunshine and just the GameCube and Soul Calibur 2. Oh, such good games. Oh man, that lived up to expectation as well. What are you looking forward to this next coming week?
I'm looking forward to several days off at work.
Yo,
my last day at work is kind of like there's nothing really going on. It's an all-staff meeting.
Okay.
So I just sit there and crack jokes about how I hate everyone there.
Nice. You sound like me at work.
Yeah, I'm like the old Muppet. Yeah.
Yeah, man. You're like Quinn in Jaws, who just sits in the back and listens to everyone bicker, and then you're like, I'll give you the head, the fin, the whole damn thing. Yeah. Oh, yes. Farewell and adieu to ye old Spanish ladies. Farewell and adieu to the ladies of Spain. For we've received orders to go back to Boston. Farewell and adieu till we see you again. Whatever.
So what do you have going on?
Finishing out this work week for one. Regaining my sanity. I want to watch that Full Metal Alchemist movie that's on Netflix that's floating around.
Yeah,
it's like a live.
Huh? Don't worry about it. We can just move on.
I love it. That's the right answer. I have to know. I love Full Metal. The answer is don't worry about it. Like, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
just go about your business.
Right.
You got other stuff you need to do. But no, I got to check it out. I have to feel the pain. So I'm probably going to talk about that next week. Got to do a couple more recordings this week. Finish out this month strong. So definitely got to do that. Hopefully be high rank in Monster Hunter by the end of the week. And hopefully I'll have the stones to actually jump on multiplayer or online for Dragon Ball Z Fighters. We'll see how that goes. And to get a haircut, because I'm starting to look like Grizzly Adams, and that's never a good look. You know,
okay. Yeah.
I gotta do some tidying up, as it were. Make sure I want to try to get the Killmonger hair, but I don't know if it's gonna work out. We'll see. Oh man, any passing thoughts before we close this bad boy out?
Always let your conscience be your guide.
That's very good advice. Man, something crazy is going on outside of my house. I think the wolves are among us, so let me wrap this one up.
Is it your weekly drug bust to make it look like the cops are doing something?
Welcome to Hawthorne, ladies and gentlemen.
No, I've been watching too much S.H.I.E.L.D.
No, man. It just looks super busy. Oh no, I'm gonna have to go check it out. It looks like something crazy is going on. Oh, it's just nuts. So my passing words this week is be careful out there. The world's a crazy place. Keep your P's and Q's about you. Never take responsibility for something that you didn't do. Never miss the opportunity to tell someone you love them. And if you can, try your best to tell the truth. You can always find this podcast on iTunes, Stitcher, Spreaker, SoundCloud, YouTube, and iHeartRadio. And if you like what you're listening to or want to leave a comment or a question, please do so on YouTube. Leave a 5-star rating, 4-star, 0-star. I just want to hear what you have to say. So please do that, and I will give you 1,000 thank you very muches. I've been, of course, your host, Mike G.
And I've been your co-host, Winter Sturdivant.
And we're always going to ask you to take that one step beyond.